Hi, I want to show you some things about Chrome extensions and how they can make Google Meet work in a way that's a little more customized for you. Sometimes people complain that some of the Google G Suite stuff doesn't have the same features that some other third-party software has, which is fair, but is also in some ways kind of a feature, not a bug. The way that the different G Suite things are set up is that anyone who has any programming experience can write a script or an add-on or an extension to kind of customize the functionality of those products. Those extensions and add-ons are then kind of vetted by Google, and they're placed in what's called the Chrome Web Store. So I'm going to be real with you and tell you every time I need to access the Chrome Web Store, I pretty much just Google Chrome Web Store. But I also noticed when I started kind of previewing for this video a minute ago that you can just go to chrome.google.com and that will take you to the Chrome Web Store as well. This is the Chrome Web Store. Notice up here that it's defaulted to this kind of for your domain feature. I'm on my Woods Charter selections. These are selections of add-ons and extensions. And there's a difference between an add-on and an extension, but it's not actually important right now. These are things that have either been selected by the Google admin at Woods to be featured in this section, or things that have already been added on the admin side for all users. If I pop over to extensions, there's all kinds of things that I can add and personalize my experience. Some of these are things I really enjoy personally, like Honey helps you find different coupon codes. I love Add to Google Keep. Some of you probably have the Zoom scheduler, which lets you add Zoom video conferencing through Google Calendar. They're all really helpful things. I want to talk about a few Google Meet extensions in particular. Two of them we already all have installed. The Meet Enhancement Suite, which is this guy. And we only have the free version of this extension installed, but you could come over here and you could see some of the different features that it has. It adds some of the common features that people like from other video conferencing software, like push to talk and that kind of thing. We also have a extension called Nod added on, and Nod is what's adding those emoji reactions at the top left of the screen. I'm hoping I can demo those for you with some students later. And there's a couple other extensions that we don't have installed for everyone, but that you might find helpful. One of them is called Grid View. And the Grid View extension adds that grid layout, that Brady Bunch style video layout that everybody likes so much. I want to, this star rating that's happening here, Grid View is just made by this guy, Chris Gamble. He's just a teacher, and he made this extension because he also wanted this feature that Zoom had. And late last year, Google released an update for Google Meet that made his extension break. And that's why these star ratings are so low, is when its extension kind of stopped working. People started leaving really low ratings, and that is a thing that happens. That is the downfall of kind of the extension environment that Google has, is it's possible that they'll release an update that will break your extension or add-on. I think this has been fixed. I haven't tried it lately, to be honest. I'll try it later. There you go, add to Chrome. Oh yeah, that's how you add an extension, by the way. You just hit add to Chrome. And that's also why when I did the search, you saw there's this Grid View fix. This other guy came out with a fix for the problem to make it work better. And there's some other versions of this that you could check out if you wanted to. But Grid View is a popular extension. I also really like Duelist, and I'll show you that again later. Duelist is for if you want to present a file and you want to see your participants at the same time. Duelist basically just gives you a quick way to resize those windows side by side, and I'm going to demo it for you. The reason it's called Duelist is another way to accomplish the same task is if you have multiple monitors, if you have dual monitors set up, you can easily kind of display whatever you're presenting on one monitor and then your meeting participants on the other monitor. But this is a way to do the same thing without dual monitors, or dual less. So I'm going to pop back over here to my Meet. And these things across the top here, you see them? These are all my Chrome extensions that I have installed. I have kind of a bunch. Oh, I forgot to mention, this one's good. I like to have an extension to mute tabs, especially if you want to run multiple Google Meets at once, like to simulate breakout rooms or something. You can use an extension to mute the tab that you're not currently on. This is how I access my extensions. What you're seeing up here right now are all my extensions that are pinned. They are pinned to my little bar here. This little puzzle piece at the end, if I click on that, that will let me access all my other extensions. You can see I have a lot of extensions. That's why I don't have them all pinned, because it just gets really unreasonable very quickly. I'm going to switch back to present mode real quick, and I'm going to present my Notability screen again. And my Notability screen showed up small because I had resized it a few minutes ago, but if I hadn't done that, it would have shown up like this, right? I can no longer see anything about my Google Meet. It has dropped into the background. It is still there, right? I can click back over to that window, but it was covered up. If I come up here and I select my Duelist extension, it pops this thing up, which gives me a bunch of options about how I want my windows split. Do I want my Meet window large and what I'm presenting small? Do I want them about the same, or like how do I want it? I can also do vertical. Vertical doesn't work very well for your standard computer screen, in my opinion, because it's going to split, you know, a skinny at the top and a skinny at the bottom, but you do you. I kind of like this 3:7 ratio, but you can adjust it to be however you want to. I think it's not quite resizing my other window correctly because I just resized it manually. Oh no, I know what that's doing. I have to come up here and click that for the other window, and then it's going to resize, okay? So it's just a quick way to do the same thing that I did a minute ago, where I dragged the windows to be smaller or larger. That's all. All right, so those are some extensions. There's tons more extensions. Let me get my screen back to being the right size here. I have so many extensions that I can't always find them all. There we go. You know, if you can browse through the Chrome Web Store all day long if you want and find all kinds of extensions for Meet and for you know, Google Sheets and all kinds of stuff. I have some great extensions that I can put on a Google form that will notify me every time someone responds to it, which is really handy. So this is just a great place to explore. You're not going to break anything by adding these extensions. You don't need to worry about that. The worst case scenario is that you install an extension and you don't like it, or it doesn't work right, and you just take it off again. And that's pretty easy to do. Like, I click on that same puzzle piece, I come down here to manage extensions, and I get this whole layout where I can either just disable an extension by clicking the little toggle switch, or I can remove it completely. You'll notice that these ones that are installed by the Google admin, which are what has a little like office building looking icon, you cannot remove those or turn them off because those are kind of force installed for everyone. So those are extensions. I will mention, because I said it briefly, the difference between an extension and an add-on is just that an extension is for Google Chrome. It expands the ability of Chrome. And an add-on is specific to a G Suite product. So like Google Sheets has add-ons. Google Forms has add-ons. They are things that only work in the context of that G Suite product. An extension is something that's always present in Chrome. That's why I could use Duelist to resize my windows just on any window. It doesn't have to be in Google Meet. Google Meet doesn't have a specific add-on environment for it. That's why people have been writing extensions, for Google Meet, even though they're for that specific product, and we would usually call them an add-on. But that's probably more information than you wanted to know.